You sit down, you map out a perfect budget, and you optimize every dollar on a spreadsheet. Then, within a month, you've completely abandoned it. If you've been there, you likely blamed a lack of intelligence or discipline. But those numbers are only half the story. Money is a psychological game. Even a flawless plan must survive built-in emotional biases. When real-life stress hits, those impulses act like a wrench in the gears, causing logical calculations to shatter. To take control, we will use a 4-step framework built specifically for human behavior. This system creates a sustainable habit without requiring a massive spreadsheet. You only need a pen and a piece of paper. Today, we focus on mastering your own impulses to buy back your freedom. Step 1. At the top of your paper, write down your financial game and your timeline. Decide now if you are investing for a retirement 30 years away or saving for a house down payment in 3 years.
Your timeline protects you from bad advice. A short-term day trader prioritizes speed. A long-term investor prioritizes patience. Copying a trader's moves while playing the investor's game forces you to inherit their risks without knowing their rules. Below your timeline, write out a hard baseline for what enough looks like for you. Social comparison has no ceiling. You will always meet someone earning more or driving something newer. Setting a firm line for your needs prevents you from falling into that endless trap. This boundary protects you from the man in the car paradox. When someone sees a Ferrari, they rarely admire the driver. Instead, they picture themselves behind the wheel. We often buy expensive things to impress people who are only using those items as mirrors for their own desires. Defining enough preserves your peace of mind. It stops you from spending your hard-earned money to impress strangers who aren't even paying attention to you. Step 2. Establish an automated monthly transfer to an account labeled Flexibility. Avoid material labels like new car or vacation. This chart illustrates how the ego gap determines your progress. Over your career, your income line will hopefully rise. When lifestyle inflation matches a rising paycheck, wealth stays at zero. If every raise leads to a bigger house, one emergency can collapse the entire system. Anchoring your lifestyle while income grows creates a massive advantage. You decide to maintain your current standard of living even as your earnings increase. This widening gap represents your actual wealth. It provides the ability to handle a crisis without panic. True wealth remains unseen. It consists of the money you did not spend to look rich. By holding the line on your lifestyle, you trade short-term praise for long-term options. Step 3. Review the timelines and costs for the goals you wrote down. Now, add a 30% safety buffer to your cost estimates and your expected returns. Spreadsheets don't feel fear, and perfectly optimized plans rely on everything going right. Real life brings job losses and market downturns. Those events shatter strategies that leave no room for error. Sustainable habits depend on being mostly reasonable. Aiming for a coldly rational plan creates a fragile strategy that fails the moment you face human stress. Data shows the stock market rises over long periods, but that data feels distant when things get chaotic. People abandon sound strategies because the short-term emotional weight is too heavy to carry. A 30% buffer serves as your margin of safety. It includes holding extra cash, diversifying your assets, and ensuring your survival doesn't depend on a single income stream. You are preparing for the unpredictable. An emotionally durable plan keeps you in the game. A mathematically perfect plan leads to panic, selling at the bottom, and quitting. Step 4. Write down the final rule. Volatility is a fee, not a fine. Investing has a hidden cost that never appears on a receipt. You pay for compounding growth in stress, doubt, and the gut punch of watching your portfolio drop 30% overnight. Viewing that drop as a fine triggers an instinct to stop the pain. You pull your money out, lock in losses, and abandon the market. Reframing market drops as a fee makes the discomfort manageable. It is the required price of admission for long-term growth. To capture massive gains over decades, you must be willing to sit through years of underperformance. Expecting setbacks is part of the strategy. Accepting this emotional discomfort as a standard operational fee allows you to stick around long enough for compounding to work. Take a look at your paper. You have a defined game, an ego gap fund for flexibility, a 30% margin of safety, and the mindset to pay the admission fee. Executing this psychological framework unlocks the highest dividend money pays, absolute control over your own time. Financial freedom provides the daily, uncompromised ability to do exactly what you want, when you want, and with whom you want. Managing your money psychology builds lasting peace. If you are ready to implement this, the Notion Money Mastery System in the description provides the exact templates to start building your flexibility today.